Howdy, how's it going? Welcome back, or howdy if you're new. Have the squeaky triggers started plaguing you on your ROG Ally X yet, like these have? They're not terribly bad on mine, but I have seen some people really being triggered by them, no pun intended. And I'm here to help you out. We're going to actually take this to the next level of DIY and money saving and time saving, because as you know, it would suck to actually have to send your ROG Ally in just for something so small. It seems like it should be an easy DIY fix, and I'm gonna explain how. And if you like to see more DIY videos and mods like this, please subscribe and let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and I really appreciate it. And a huge thank you to the channel member OGs. You guys are the GOAT. Much love. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening here. The springs are making a little bit of noise, or where it's making contact is making a little noise. We're going to take this apart together. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, and we're just going to dive right in, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to show you what you'll need for this. I have bags of keyboard switches and pullers and all kinds of stuff, but what I always keep on hand is keyboard lube. And this is nothing fancy. This is, you know, something you can pick up fairly cheap on Amazon or at Micro Center. I don't think you can pick this up at Best Buy, but you could definitely get this also in a keyboard box set from Asus, which this is their lube. I believe it's Krytox lube, just repackaged. But this came in my Strix Azoth keyboard, and this is something that I've used to lubricate buttons, switches, keyboard switches, and tons more. So let's just take it apart. Now I have already removed all the screws. If I need to tell you how to remove the screws, as I've said before, this channel can't help you there. So opening this up, you should be familiar with how to open it up, but be careful once you break open that left side, run your top fingers across. So opening this up, remember, always be careful using your fingernails, a guitar pick, or something soft. There's always potential to scratch your device. That's not really a big concern if you scratch it. Don't worry. It's not gonna kill you. So this little thing, remember to flip that up, pull this out, set this aside right here. So I'm gonna remove this ribbon cable. Remember to flip your flipper. Take your screwdriver. Go ahead and remove these screws, set them aside. I can probably just move it off to the side, because all we really need to do is get access to this one screw for this joystick, which is all I'm going to do, just to make it easier for you guys. So you can slowly lift that up right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lubricate the shaft, and we're going to lubricate the spring. So you've got two options for lube. You can go ham on it and use a syringe, but that's really not ideal. What I would recommend doing is getting a tiny little paintbrush. If you buy keyboard lube, a lot of times it will come with a little paintbrush like this, real soft bristle brush. We're gonna kind of go a little generously on here. I'm gonna lubricate anywhere there might be movement. It's probably overkill. I'm sure there's a much more precise spot to put this lube on here, but I'm really just trying to attack this problem in real time. So anywhere I see a hinge, or anywhere I see plastic that will touch other plastic, I'm just gonna lube it for now. Totally overkilling it. I'm just cavemanning it right now, because I really want to make sure that this is gonna fix that issue completely. So once you get all that lubed up in there, now keep in mind, dust might settle in here and it might stick to some of this lube. You can come in here and clean that out or re-lube it after, you know, a year or so. I think that's probably going to fix us right there. So now that we have that lubed up, let's go ahead and get this screw back in there. There we go. Once you line that up, and tighten it down. Don't over tighten it, but also don't under tighten it, because you need it to be a little tight. And remember, press down with your thumb as you're going to put these screws back in, and remember where they went. You got one on each side here. There is no screw that goes on the top part. And also remember, a pro tip, don't tighten down either screw all the way first. You want to just have them started, and you want to kind of work it around and make sure it's fully seated into place. Turn it, and then you'll give it just a final little turn on each side. There we go. Now we'll connect our ribbon cable back up, and we'll check the trigger and see if we made any improvement. Perfect. No more squeak. All we hear is the button itself clicking, which is completely normal. When plastic reaches its limit, it's going to have a click, but no more squeak. So we have eliminated the squeak. Check this side. All right, so we've still got this side to take care of. And I'm sorry about the refresh rate on my camera right now. I'm having some issues with it, and I really don't know why or what it's doing. I need to go in and reset all the settings and see if I can do a firmware update on it, because it's just gotten out of hand. The refresh rate on it is just acting really funky. All right, so let's go ahead and try our lube again. Apply it liberally or vigorously, or however you want to call it. Working on that spring right in there. That little tab right here where it kind of prongs up into the left. Get it in that area just in case when it works around it rubs on that little area, just in the event that it is flexing at all under any tension. Just kind of work it around. Like I said, look inside of here and see if you see anywhere there's a little hinge, and you want to work it.
Work that into me. Give your meat a good old rub. Yeah, boy. That's it.
And work it around anywhere where there's going to be movement or a hinge. So now let's put this back in here and we'll test it out. Give it a little tighten on each side. Check it. And now, whisper quiet. No more squeak. No more squeak at all. So that is how you fully eliminate your squeaky trigger in under 5 minutes. I don't know if that was actually 5 minutes or not, but we'll say it was 5 minutes for time's sake. I'm gonna actually try to put this back together in record time here. This is why I don't run screws on mine, because I have had to take this thing apart quite a bit. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but just doing tutorials and stuff like that. So now, the more you work these in here, the better, and it's going to actually feel a lot better too. So now there is zero squeak. The only thing we hear is the clicking, and like I said, you can't eliminate that. You're going to hear when triggers button out. Some people just get way up in their feelings about noise. The squeaking I get, because that's a high-pitched sound, okay? I get that completely. But when you have triggers that just bottom out and slap, that's normal. You can't control how they sound. One might sound a little louder than the other. All right, so make sure that when you're putting this thing back together that you plug in your factory charger and give it a few seconds for the orange light to come on, and then you'll be able to power it on. So now that it's powered on, I can remove that power cord. And the trigger squeak is eliminated. So if you have that trigger squeak, go ahead and pick you up some keyboard lube, like some Krytox keyboard lube and a tiny little paintbrush, and you can eliminate this trigger issue for yourself. And until the next one, guys, I hope you have a good afternoon, good evening, or good night.